discussion director will fill in the names here. The first, it says add a tally mark for discussion of chapter 20, and the second column is for reading and coding of 21. So it looks a tiny bit different because you're doing two different tasks today. Does that make sense? It's going to be up to the discussion director to determine when you guys are done with the discussion and when you've hit all 7 questions appropriately and when you're ready to move on. And your roles for the day. Oops, that's from yesterday. If your name is in green, you are the devil's advocate today. So you are the one who's offering the counterpoint. That's going to be probably more handy during the first part of the discussion when you're discussing what you guys read last night in chapter 20. But it's definitely an important job, offering another point of view, even if it's not your point of view. Remember, you might have to argue a side that you might not like. And if your name is in red, you are our discussion director. I see Brianna is not here, so hopefully somebody will step up to the job.
Okay, how did Okonkwo plan to regain all that he had lost when he returned to New York?
Plan to rebuild all his buildings and get 2 new lives.
Then he has to go be a Rico to build her from
He has a daughter.
He was going to do his whole big thing outside.
He's gonna put the sons. He's gonna like do something for the sons.
He's gonna make a bigger building.
Explain what the narrator means when he says, then the tragedy of his first son had occurred. He had 5 other sons, and he would bring them up in the way of the path.
You have to teach your 5 sons to hold titles.
It's gonna make people rebel eventually.
They're gonna wanna like rebel, and then they're gonna wanna fight back for their power. But isn't it going to be too late? Because I mean, they're scared already of the people. They're scared of like them bringing in their guns and their other people from other places. That's why they're not doing anything in the first place. That's why they even let the guy get hanged by the Christian government.
What is the last line the 2 men said in silence for a long time afterwards suggests?
They didn't come up with anything to do about what they knew. It was pretty much they're like powerless right now because it's only them 2 and a few like other people from the Filipino feel that even like the leaders don't have as much power anymore, and like the Christian government definitely has more control over the people and about like the punishments that are put on them than
Okay. So, Gloria, what I might say to her if I was going to play devil's advocate, and you have a very compelling answer, so it's certainly I'm with you, it's a hard one to say, but, you know, if they're so angry and they're so upset, why are they being quiet?
Yeah, like, if I was mad, I would have been doing something about it. Like earlier they were talking about, like, they were going to, like, either rebel or they were going to do something about, like, missionaries or something.
Who's they? Who is driving that idea of
Like,
let's do something?
Okonkwo and his, like,
Chapter 20. I think eventually they will rebel because it's just gonna get to a point. Because like they have prisoners and then they're treated bad and they're working there. And that's like it's just gonna make people angry over time. They're gonna rebel.
like, they're going to push them to a certain point where they're not going to even tolerate it.
But
how would they?
I have a question.
Like, how would they sort of feel inspired? Like, since like he was in the first place, he was exiled for 7 years, and now he's gonna come back, like trying to get like his power back.
But
Like, how is he gonna get?
I think people still respect him.
Maybe.
It's like
but-
what he did wasn't intentional. Like he didn't do it on purpose. It was intentional. And then obviously people still care about him because he had friends back home helping him with this farm or whatever. And yeah, I still think he has respect back in the whole field.
Like, do you guys think that like if he does something like to stop the missionaries from taking over, that like he might get all his respect back, and they'll, you know, like even make him like that guy that died before like having like the strongest title?
He's been away for 7 years. And even if he had respect and stuff, like he himself expected so much like of a greater return.
Heavenly Father, and to not be feared by those who do His will.
I thought the Christopher pushed that the head of my church, in that sense, that is exactly what I'm saying. The head of my church, he has saying as a you have also pointed out or let me take another example.
And so he put us on a little hospital in Ethiopia.